Hey, Brandon here. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. I'm continuing my summer scouting series here on the YouTube channel, getting an early look at the 2026 really rookie class for your upcoming dynasty rookie drafts next year. So that's what we do on this channel. Check out the website below, the all 22 films I discuss in this video. You can gain access to that so you can actually go and watch these films. I can't put them online here because they almost shut my YouTube channel down by putting all 22 films on, but I love cutting up film and making scouting films for my subscribers. Hit that subscribe button if you like this kind of content and you want to get an early look at the 2026 class. Okay, let's get right into it, man. We're going to take a look at his stats. We're going to look at his PFF grades. You can see the card. I put these player cards also in my NFL Draft Big Board subscribers. I have a player profile breakdown for each of these players. These are the player cards that I create. We're going to look at his strengths and weaknesses, his areas that I think he can improve this fall, things that I've already identified that I'm going to be watching for to see if he can elevate his draft stock. Then we're going to have some fun with some NFL draft projection, player comp perhaps, his rookie draft ADP as well. And we're going to discuss it all. So again, hit that subscribe button and thanks for, again, tuning in. Darius Taylor, he's got some NFL draft buzz going on right now. Now, I've cut up 3 films in preparation of this video. His Penn State game, which he ran for 17 carries, 58 yards, averaging 3.4 yards a carry, 3 receptions. His Iowa game as well. 10 for 34, averaging 3.4 yards. I like going against, I like cutting up the films of the better teams to get a true, real good look at Darius Taylor. In that Iowa game, he had 2 receptions, and then he had a really solid game, at least through the air. His Michigan game, he was 13 for 36, averaging 2.8 yards a carry, but he had 10 receptions for 52 yards. So that's what we're going to take a look at when we get to talk about his strengths and areas of improvement. But his production is pretty solid, man. His stats and his PFF grades aren't too shabby either. All right, 874 yards on the ground, averaging 4.8 yards a carry, 9 TDs. His passing ability, I think, is what people are getting people excited. We love those running backs that can catch the ball out of the backfield, right? He had 50 receptions last year, 332 yards and 2 TDs. We're going to get into what that profile looks like here very shortly. His PFF rush grade, 81.8, ranked 23rd in the class. These are based on the 2026 and kind of the 2027 eligible draft players, and the 2027 are included because PFF really looks at the seniors, as their time to go to the draft. So you need to combine both. So that's what these ranks that you can see on the screen represent. Yards after contact, 3.97, ranked 15th. Missed tackles forced, 40. He ranks him 21st with these eligible prospects. Explosive plays, 10 plus 24, ranked 16. And his elusive rating, pretty ho-hum at 83.2. I think we're going to talk about that a little bit. So this is just a good projection. I like to put these PFF grades out there. It's really all we have as far as statistics, and then to be able to, compare him to the other running backs, not even just in the 2026, but even the 2027, because there's a good chance I think Darius Taylor is going to be a 2027 prospect. I think he's going to come back for a senior year unless he really just explodes. So let's get into his strengths first. What did I see watching? I've watched pretty much every game, but I cut up those 3 all 22 films for my subscribers. You'll be able, at the end of the show, I'll have a screen where you can access the website again, or look at the show notes if you want to kind of go to a page that I've set up where you can kind of see what my big boards is all about. But this guy, let's talk about his game at the line of scrimmage. I think he is a north-south runner. I think he's a good navigator, maybe a little bit more average than excellent. Okay, a little above average. Seems to be very patient, maybe in some cases too much attention to the line of scrimmage when he's making decisions. But I mean, he's got to get north and south in a hurry. But when he tries to bounce outside and win outside, we'll talk about that here shortly, that's not going to be where he is going to win. I think regularly. You can see he just doesn't have that burst and acceleration to win around the perimeter when running around the line of scrimmage. All right, he is an excellent receiver out of the backfield. This is where I think people are excited about his profile. He's not a guy that's downfield with big, like a route tree concept, but he is a very good dump off, reliable running back out of the backfield. Good solid hands, turns upfield pretty quickly to gain additional yards. He's very good at pass pro, and I think he's got decent agility. His contact balance is, I would say, average as well. So I'm not really super high on Darius Taylor as far as an interior runner. And I just said he can't really win on the outside, but I'm not sure how he's not going to be a 3-down guy in the NFL the way I watch his film. All right, let's talk about some of the things that give me pause about him being a kind of top 7, 8 running back in the 2026 draft. I think this guy is going to be more 2027, but he's been getting a lot of buzz, at least in my Slack chat as well. People seem to be excited about him, thinking that he potentially has the ability to be a top 5 back. Well, why I think he's not and why I think he's going to be held back just a little bit is his burst at the line of scrimmage. If you were to join my big boards and watch these 3 films, you are going to see that the guy, when he makes a decision, he moves forward, but he doesn't have that initial burst and acceleration to really hit the hole, right? Physicality is something that I value very, very much when it comes to running backs and all positions, even wide receivers. You got to be super physical. He runs a little high for me, and he doesn't move piles, and he gets pushed back a lot. Those games against Penn State and Michigan, and he got roughed up a bit. He runs way too high, and he exposes himself to some wicked hits. He's got to learn to play with better leverage, better pads, get behind his pads a little bit. He does not have home run speed. Above average speed, but not home run speed. So I'm looking at this profile and I'm thinking to myself, I'm a little concerned about his physicality, running in between the tackles consistently. So again, he's going to get drafted, right? But these videos are all about through a dynasty fantasy football lens, right? And he looks like, to me, that he is a typical, just kind of good college running back who has had some decent production. But when I watch his game, I'm not sure he is going to be an RB1 on any kind of backfield. And we'll talk about that a little bit. But like I said, going back to his navigation, I think he's got some decent patience. He's got some good navigation. He hits some cutback lanes. He's got some good agility, but I'm not sure he has that real lateral movement ability to make guys miss and then re-accelerate with some burst and acceleration. He sees a hole. He's a good navigator, runs through, can cut back, hits the hole, needs to lower his pads and play a little bit more physical. So he's a good college running back. Love the kid. He's just productive, had some productive games. But again, through the lens of an NFL running back hitting our dynasty roster, to be a consistent runner is where I have pause. All right, his NFL draft and dynasty projection, I think he's a day 3 prospect right now, unless he just comes out and puts on another great season of film, which could certainly happen. Don't like to make these videos and kind of talk down about players, but again, if I'm going to keep it real, I just don't see a player that I think is going to be more than a day 3 selection. His rookie ADP is probably a late round 2, most likely a round 3. His NFL role, I think he's going to be a backup, spot starter, part committee role player to a certain degree if they want to use him on third downs to get the ball in his hands in the backfield. But again, even when he has the ball in the backfield and he turns upfield, I don't see that explosion playmaking ability where he's going to make guys miss and get chunk yards after the catch. His value comp to me is Rachaad White. I felt the same way about Rachaad White, and I kind of had egg on my face early on in Rachaad White's career, but I think Bucky Irving's going to take that job, and I kind of felt the same way for Rachaad White coming out of Arizona State. He was kind of a bigger back, decent-sized frame, I thought, who ran very upright, very high, who was also a very good pass catcher, if you recall, out of the backfield. So he is my player comp. So there you guys got it. I'm going to try and keep these short and sweet, get you in and out. And again, if you want to watch the films against Penn State, Iowa, all 22 films, as well as Michigan, consider joining my subscription service. It's buying me a case of beer for the whole year, and I've been cutting up all 22 films of the majority of the 2026. I got Jordan, Tyson coming out, did Carnell Tate, Fernando Mendoza we just did. We're doing John Mateer, new Oklahoma quarterback. We got it all coming for my subscribers. So there you go. There's Darius Taylor. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about my thoughts on his game. I'm sure you've watched some highlight videos on YouTube, or you've maybe a Minnesota fan and you've watched him throughout his 2-year career. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Thanks for watching.